Good morning. My name is Breanna Burnett, and I'm the senior pastor here at Mountain View Baptist Church. When I arrived here 11 years ago, Mountain View was a very internally focused church because it had just gone through a split. The people were hurting, the church was hurting. But now, 11 years later, the church is healed, and more than that, the church is externally focused. We want to celebrate today what God has done through Mountain View Baptist Church through the last 30 years of its ministry.
Jumbo. My name's Neil McDonald, and my wife Pam and I have been going to Kenya since the year 2001 when we went on our first mission trip, and we've been taking teams from Mountain View since 2012. Seen many people get saved, and that is the biggest blessing, is the salvations that God has brought to the areas we've ministered in. We've helped widows that saw no hope in surviving as far as they were starving, and so we've been able to help them and make a direct impact in their lives. We've planted churches that have made an impact in areas of the community where we've planted those churches. We've just seen many things that God has done. We've baptized many people and just watched God work in a mighty way.
Hi, my name is Sarah Moore, and I had the privilege of being a Zona staffer at Zona Youth Camp this past summer. As a Zona staffer, we got to lead small groups, we got to help lead games and activities. We also helped counsel kids whether they felt a call to ministry or just needed prayer, or even if they just wanted to become a follower of Christ or rededicate their life to Jesus. At Zona, we got to lead small group discussions, and I was assigned about 15 to 20 different middle school boys. And at the beginning of the week, the conversation wasn't quite as serious, but as the week progressed, the boys started arguing about who got to read the Bible verses or who got to pray at the very end. And by the end of the week, there were two boys who really didn't like each other, and there was an invitation during the evening worship for anyone to come out, whether it was for a call to ministry or to make a decision to follow Christ. And these boys came out together and said that they were enemies and that they needed to resolve that issue. So they both gave their lives to Christ, and they are friends to this day.
Hi, I'm Mark Coppola. Back in 2013, my wife Lynn and our two daughters, Sarah Grace and Elizabeth, had the opportunity to go to Ghana in West Africa. We stayed there for 2 years at the Baptist Medical Center. My wife is a physician, so she provided much needed medical care there in the area of obstetrics, and I worked with the hospital chaplains and the local pastors. The other ways we really saw God work was through the death of one of the pastor's wives. She developed a terminal cancer. She died rather quickly, and at that time, all the churches in the area just gathered around that pastor to support him and to support his 4 children and provide a very nice burial for the wife, which is kind of a luxury in that area. And many people who do not know Jesus in that area from surrounding villages came to the funeral. They saw all the love that was given to the pastor, and they began to inquire about Jesus. And after her death, that pastor was able to get into some of the villages that he wasn't able to get into before. And we started showing the Jesus video in those villages for about 3 months. And shortly after that, there were over 30 baptisms.
Hi, my name is Breanna Burnett. I went to Sales, Arizona on a mission trip. We helped fix up a playground because it was really nasty and gross, and we stained it. We helped with interior design, and we picked up trash, and we played with puppies. Because we were there, we got to show Jesus, because we were showing them that even though they're in a remote area, that they're really not alone, that we can unite as like brothers and sisters in Christ, and we can work with each other and help motivate each other.
Hello, my name is Keith DeBart. I'm Border Patrol agent, been doing the job for 18 years. It's pretty unique being in law enforcement and being a Christian. Mostly I just strive, I should say, for consistency in my lifestyle. being a government environment, you're really not allowed to talk about religion, so you don't really get much chance for verbal, availability to talk like that. But everyone at my station, which is about 600 guys, knows that I'm a Christian, and because they know that, it puts the pressure on me to live my life on a consistent basis with the mindset that they think is, conducive to what they expect a Christian to live like.
Hi, my name is Leanne Parker. This summer I went to Bobo Dioulasso in Burkina Faso in West Africa to help out a music school that's getting started over there. In this music camp, we taught the up-and-coming worship leaders how to play guitar and piano. And we also taught them how to read sheet music, how to transpose all the music theory that goes along with it. Because in Africa, they don't have access to a lot of music and a lot of musical training. So we gave them all the resources that they need in order to be able to lead worship in any key needed. If they need it higher or lower, do whatever they need to.
Hi, I'm Nathaniel Elkins, and I went on the Mexico mission trip to Puerto Peñasco with a group here from Mountain View. When the church went down to Puerto Peñasco to help with the One Mission ministry, we went over to the poor section of Puerto Peñasco to help build houses for those there. We are a shining light where people who take time and money from ourselves and from our areas that just go down, help someone we never have seen before, never knew about before, and we just help them to get back on their feet and to get going.
My name is Sandy Tifo, and I'm a school principal at Maryville McCorkle Academy of Excellence, preschool through 8th grade school here in Tucson with the Tucson Unified School District. I serve God in my workplace by serving others. As a school principal and previously as a teacher, I always put other people first, including children and their families, and by loving and caring for them, no matter what their situation might be, it gives them an example that there is still good in this world and we have their best interests at heart. Once I had an experience with a little young man, a 7-year-old second grader, and when I was working at a school, we had something called a Good News Club, which is a after-school program for children to, like a Sunday school, like a Nuanas in a public school. And he was studying, just Jesus stories and things like that. And one day he comes running up to me and says, Mrs. Tifo, I have a good news for you. And I said, what's that? And I didn't know what he was going to say. And he goes, Miss Tifo, Jesus is alive. And to me, I've never forgotten that.
Once again, I want to thank you for being here today, celebrating with us 30 years of wonderful ministry here at Mountain View Baptist Church. You have just heard some of the stories of how we've been able to be involved in missions and go beyond these walls. We're going to continue to do that. Later this month, there will be some opportunities for local ministry that we're putting together right now. And then next year, we already have a team getting ready to go back to Kenya. And I know that the Lord is going to continue to use us in other opportunities as well. Thanks for celebrating what God has done through Mountain View Baptist Church. And pray with us and go on mission with us that we will always be focused beyond these walls.